Hey everybody, Big Dog here from Winners Only Betting, coming with today's analysis on Thursday Night Football. We have the Vikings going over to Philly to play the Eagles. Eagles favored by a touchdown at this moment. Minus 350 money line, over and under 48.5. Crazy week. Monday Night Football was insane. The way the Jets won that game. Sunday Night Football was just, what a game. Remember, I'm a Giants fan, and it was hard to predict that game to begin with, and Dallas just got our number, man. 40-0. Yeah, that was crazy, but we'll talk about the Giants and the Cowboys in the video that I do for the whole week 2 analysis. And yeah, hopefully this Thursday I'm able to predict these games just as well as I was last week. We had the Lions covering that game. They outright won, and hopefully we can have some of that same luck predicting this Thursday's game as well. It's going to be an interesting matchup. Eagles versus the Vikings. Eagles at home, laying 7 right now, over and under 48.5. Eagles money line minus 350, I think. And it's going to be a good one. I'm really looking forward to this game. For those of you like us who will be playing props and stuff for Thursday Night Football, we usually play a lot of props on Thursdays and Mondays, right? Because there's not a lot of options as far as games go on the slate. So we take advantage of that and try to hammer some of those props. We play props as well on Sundays, but we usually take advantage of more predictable stuff like, who's going to win, cover, and alt spread, things of that nature. Which, by the way, if you didn't know, our lock of the week hit last week. I had the Raiders +4, and I even said that they might win outright money line. I sprinkled on both of those things and hit. We had a customer who followed the lock of the week and our advice with the Browns to fade the Bengals week 1. And he altered both of those teams +5.5. They both covered. They both went outright. And he made over $200 from that one ticket. So, yeah, looking this week again to post a lock of the week. Be on the lookout for that. But for now, let's just talk about this Thursday Night Football game. A couple things that we need to get straight out of the gate. I'm not impressed with either of these two teams based on their week 1 performance. We had already predicted that the Vikings would have a hard time with the Bucs. I eventually ended up changing my original pick and saying that the Bucs would cover. I did say that the Vikings would win, that they would find a way to pull the rabbit out the hat, but they couldn't do it. And I suspect that we might see a lot more of that this year. But why? Is it their offense? No, it's really not. They got a lot of good pieces. They got a good QB, one of the best wide receivers in the league. The issue with the Vikings is their defense, right? Their secondary is trash. And, I don't really think that that's going to go much easier for them against the Eagles here. Sure, like I said, I wasn't impressed with what the Eagles did week 1. I mean, I think they only had one passing touchdown. It was just the defense scored a touchdown, and we had a couple field goals in that game. I think the whole second quarter was all field goals, 3 field goals from the Eagles. So the Patriots defense is tough. And the Vikings are not going to be able to hold down the Eagles the way that the Patriots did. So I think that's what it comes down to. Both defenses, let me talk a little bit more about the Eagles defense. Again, they almost blew that game. And they don't have C.J. Gardner anymore. Bradbury might be out for this game. And, yeah, they got some issues. So I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. I'm going with the over. It's really high, 48.5. But as we saw last week with the Chargers and Miami, when two teams are going to throw down, they're going to throw down. I think they scored 70 points, something like crazy like that in that Miami game. So I don't think there'll be 70 points in this game, but I do think that they go over the 48 and hit that 50-51 mark. So, yeah, give me the over. That's great for props. So, guys, this Thursday is the day for props. You're talking about two defenses who one is just trash and the other is figuring some things out. They're missing some key players, and they'll get there. I think that the Eagles will get there. Their defense has been a strong point in the past, and I think that they'll straighten things out. But the Vikings are a really good offense. So really either side, I'm probably going to go heavier on the Eagles side just because I trust Jalen Hurts more than I do Cousins, and I trust more the receiving corps there in Dallas. I was thinking of Dallas Goedert. I was about to mention him here in a second. That I think he's a good prop as well because he didn't have many targets week one, and I think he will here. But not just him. I mean, you got A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and the list goes on and on. So, yeah, give me those guys. What's his name is probably going to be out. Gainwell. So, at least 25 yards from DeAndre Swift, who had a bad week, is not a bad play. So don't be afraid to hammer some props on Swift this week. And not to mention that when the team is in the lead, that's when you get a lot of running. So I think that the Eagles will be in the lead for most of this game. It'll be a shootout, but I think that it'll be the Vikings trying to catch up to the Eagles. So give me some Swift yards. I'm hammering them. I think we'll have over 2+ touchdowns from Hurts. I'll probably hammer that myself. If I see that line at 1.5, I'm going with Hurts. I'm just that's what I'm gonna do. Have him to throw over 2. I do think we might see that QB sneak this week. We didn't get to see him score that way last week, but I think we see some of that this week. And yeah, I'm all over it. Hit those props. I think this is going to be a good week for the overs is the point. Who do I think will cover the spread? The spread is 7. And I think we're going to get a push because I think the Eagles might literally win by like 7. A late touchdown in the fourth quarter, and then the Vikings are not able to bring it back, and then the Eagles run the clock. So because of that, I'm going to go with the Vikings to cover the spread. I'm not crazy about it. I wouldn't bet a straight bet on that. But you can alt the Vikings to alt them up to 14.5 to not lose by more than 2 touchdowns. I think is a good play this week. Eagles money line is a great play as well. On a parlay, obviously not straight, but I think it's a good parlay piece for this week. In your same game parlay or parlayed up with games from Sunday and Monday. Have a couple tickets, Eagles, their money line. They're not going to lose to the Vikings at home. Vikings could barely handle Baker Mayfield and company. So, that's what I'm going with. Give me Vikings to cover, Eagles to win outright, the game to go over, and a lot of props for this game. Yeah, that's definitely what I'm rolling with. So I'll see you guys out Thursday night. Be on the lookout for our video for the rest of the slate for Sunday's games and Monday Night Football. We have Lock of the Week coming out. We got the whole slate coming out. And then Fridays, I typically try to give you guys a video with my last and final thoughts once I have more information on the game. Just want to go ahead and get this video out as soon as possible. So be on the lookout for at least 3 more videos. Clearly, like this video, subscribe if you're new, drop a comment below, tell me what you agree with, what you don't agree with, and if you have any suggestions down in the comment below, and reach out to us on Instagram. That's where you're going to be able to get a hold of me and my fellow cappers on winners_only_betting. All right, that's enough for today. And let's go make some money together.